At a classical concert, programs hint at the music to come, yet the stories behind the performers often remain hidden. For Andr Rieu, the violin became both a shield and a voice from an early age. Born on October 1, 1949, in Maestro, a Dutch city still healing from wartime scars, his childhood combined discipline with emotional distance. His father, a celebrated conductor, demanded excellence, while his mother's affection was measured. In this environment, silence was as powerful as any note. The violin offered him companionship, a way to express what words could not, and the foundation for a life dedicated to music. Childhood and early discovery. André's introduction to the violin came at age 6, an age when most children were only learning the basics of play and socialization. Yet for him, the instrument became a lifeline. Long hours of practice, often in isolation, taught both skill and resilience. Music filled the emotional void left by strict parenting, offering comfort and escape. The boy learned to listen, not just to notes, but to emotion, rhythm, and nuance. Each melody was a conversation with himself, a place where approval and warmth could finally exist. These early lessons would shape his dedication and approach for decades to come. The challenge of formal training. In the late 1960s, André entered the Royal Conservatory of Brussels, seeking inspiration, but encountering an environment dominated by technical perfection. Creativity was often secondary to precision, and teachers dismissed his desire to infuse joy and humanity into music. Some ridiculed his vision, labeling emotional expression as naive. Yet André quietly persisted, nurturing a dream of performances where audiences laughed, felt, and connected. The tension between rigid expectations and personal expression became central to his artistic identity. Even in these formative years, he learned that music could give voice to what society often ignored, the heart behind the craft. Founding the Maastricht Salon Orchestra. In 1978, André took a bold step, founding the Maastricht Salon Orchestra in a modest rehearsal space in his hometown. With limited funds and little familial support, he gathered musicians who shared his belief in music's healing power. Small audiences and intimate rooms became laboratories of joy. Laughter intertwined with melody, and each performance was an affirmation of purpose. At his side was Marjorie, whose unwavering faith matched his own. Their partnership offered both love and creative freedom. For André, these early concerts were not just performances, they were acts of survival and assertion, asserting that music could transcend limitation. Turning struggle into art. André's journey was never free of hardship. Each note became a vessel for endurance, each performance a testament to resilience. By the late 1980s, he honed his skill in modest venues, gripping his violin like both anchor and companion. In 1987, he founded the Johann Strauss Orchestra with just 12 members, defying critics who called his ambitions reckless. His vision emphasized vitality, joy, and accessibility over formal rigidity. Early years were taxing: sleepless nights, financial uncertainty, and relentless practice. Yet André persevered, transforming personal struggle into musical brilliance. Audiences responded not just to technique, but to the humanity embedded in every performance. Breaking through to recognition. By the mid-1990s, André's dedication bore fruit. His performance at a UEFA Champions League event captured international attention, catapulting him into global stardom. Suddenly, the violinist who had toiled quietly for decades became a public figure. But fame introduced new challenges: unending travel, rigorous schedules, and the responsibility of managing a growing orchestra. Hotels and airports became temporary homes, rehearsals a constant pulse. While audiences saw charisma and skill, few glimpsed the exhaustion behind the scenes. The pressure of visibility added weight to his life, yet André navigated these changes with the same determination that had defined his earlier, quieter struggles. The weight of leadership. By the late 1990s, André had established an independent musical empire overseeing logistics, recordings, and the welfare of every orchestra member. He treated musicians as family, ensuring food, housing, and care. Yet the responsibility was immense. Sleepless nights, taxing tours, and relentless decision-making became routine. His devotion served as both shield and burden, reflecting a life where love for music intertwined with duty. Even during periods of financial strain, such as 2009, André prioritized the orchestra's integrity over personal comfort. Leadership demanded sacrifice, but his perseverance ensured the ensemble remained vibrant, cohesive, and inspired, embodying the ideals he had long nurtured. Instruments as legacies. Among André's most treasured possessions are his centuries-old violins and a 15th-century castle that houses his life and work. These are more than objects. They are vessels of memory, resilience, and artistry. The castle, painstakingly restored over decades, became a sanctuary and studio, a place where music could flourish without external pressures. Each violin carries its own history, a bridge connecting past musicians to the present. Together, they symbolize the enduring power of dedication and care. In these spaces, André explored music at his own pace, discovering that creativity blossoms most fully when nurtured by patience, reflection, and an environment that allows the heart to breathe. Navigating a pandemic. The 2020 global pandemic disrupted live performance, leaving stages empty and musicians idle. André faced this challenge with measured devotion, ensuring the survival of his orchestra despite financial and logistical hurdles. Selling personal possessions and tightening budgets became necessary, highlighting both the fragility and resilience inherent in his career. Yet the silence offered space for introspection and renewal. His lifelong Stradivarius violin remained a symbol of constancy and continuity. Through uncertainty, André demonstrated the hallmark of his life, the ability to transform adversity into creative energy, maintaining purpose even when the applause and audience were absent. Personal loss and tribute. Even as he continued performing, André endured profound personal loss. In 2016, the sudden death of his closest friend and trombonist, Rieu cast a long shadow. Rather than withdraw, André incorporated pauses into his music, silent tributes that honored absence without words. Music became both remembrance and communication, blending grief with beauty. Audiences, often unaware of the gestures, still sense depth and emotion. This intertwining of personal and professional life exemplifies André's approach. Every note carries narrative, memory, and emotion. Loss, rather than silencing him, enriched his artistry, offering profound resonance that only years of lived experience could cultivate. Recovery and resilience. Later years brought health challenges, including a virus affecting balance, testing André's capacity to perform. Yet, with persistence and support from Marguerite and his son Pierre, he rebuilt strength and technique in measured steps. Practice became negotiation, every phrase a testament to endurance. Music served as therapy, recovery, and connection. Family presence provided stability, allowing him to navigate both physical limitations and the emotional weight of a demanding career. These moments underscored a truth central to André's life. Resilience is cultivated over time, nurtured by care, and expressed through devotion to art, family, and personal growth. Family and legacy. André's family anchors his life and music. Pierre oversees logistics, ensuring André rests, while granddaughter Daisy brings joy and spontaneity. Within the castle, daily life balances creativity with care, morning walks, herbal teas, studio sessions, and laughter-filled evenings. Music remains central, but no longer dominates life. It is enriched by reflection, relationships, and well-being. These connections allow him to maintain vitality, perspective, and joy in performance. The interplay of legacy, family, and artistry demonstrates that success is measured not only in public acclaim, but in the sustainability of passion and the nurturing of relationships that support enduring creativity. Music as endurance. Even at 76, Andr Rieu continues to perform with depth, infusing each waltz with layers of history, struggle, and triumph. Audiences feel the humanity behind the music, recognizing perseverance, creativity, and devotion in every phrase. His legacy is defined less by fame or wealth than by the emotional impact of his artistry. Each concert testifies to the capacity of music to transform hardship into beauty and connect hearts across generations. André's journey exemplifies how endurance, guided by passion and resilience, can transform private struggle into shared experience, leaving an enduring imprint on both art and life. A life in harmony. From the strict halls of childhood to global stages, André navigated challenges with dedication and vision. Loss, illness, and leadership pressures shaped his career, yet his commitment to joy, humanity, and artistry remained constant. Violins, the castle, and the orchestra symbolize his journey. Discipline, perseverance, and creativity intertwined with love and care. His life demonstrates that greatness is measured not by applause alone, but by the capacity to endure, rebuild, and continue creating. André's story is a living testament to the harmony that arises when talent, resilience, and devotion intersect, producing both art and a meaningful life. Conclusion: music as legacy. Andr Rieu's life illustrates the enduring power of music and the resilience of the human spirit. Applause may fade, and audiences may come and go, yet his dedication leaves an indelible mark. Each waltz embodies memory, hope, and triumph over adversity. Within the sunlit corridors of his castle, strings resonate, laughter echoes, and quiet reflection thrives. Music, for André, is life itself, an enduring testament to creativity, perseverance, and joy. His story reminds us that even amid hardship, the heart behind the music continues to move, dance, and inspire, leaving a legacy that refuses to fade.